Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What is the single best episode of television you've ever seen? Chernobyl, Viknaya Pamyat. Memory eternal. When the truth offends, we lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there. But it is still there. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes. Lies. That whole series was stellar. Incredibly sad, but so well acted. Jared Harris and Stellan Skarsgård are both exceptional actors. Fantastic episode. But this was the moment that made me say, bingo. Valery Legasov. Testifying. Dialov broke every rule we have. He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. He did these things believing there was a failsafe. AZ5, a simple button to shut it all down. But in the circumstances he created, there wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. At 1 hour 23 minutes and 40 seconds, Akimov engages AZ5. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not their tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity. Judge Milan Kadnikov. Why? Valery Legasov. Why? For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them, like those in the West. For the same reason we don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores. For the same reason we are the only nation that builds water-cooled, graphite-moderated reactors with a positive void coefficient. Pause. Valery Legasov. It's cheaper. My favorite quote is his discussion with Boris, saying they sent the one good man that listened. I can't find a mobile-friendly site to copy and paste. Here's the scene. https. u2.be/2qjecrtlvw. Ozymandias. Breaking Bad. Not a second was boring. I read that when Rian Johnson found out Vince Gilligan had picked him to direct the Ozymandias episode, he said, "Yay, I guess I get to fuck the prom queen." Anyways, came here to say that this episode, definitely the correct answer. Edit. Don't forget the absolutely epic teaser trailer for the BB final season, which was just Bryan Cranston reciting the Percy Bysshe Shelley poem that gave the episode its name, while the eerily empty New Mexico landscape rolls by. This is how it's done, folks. Band of Brothers. Bastone. Love it. I personally prefer the episode prior, Crossroads, but pretty much every episode in that series was a masterpiece. I remember watching this show in high school when it first came out. As soon as I moved out for college it was the first set of DVDs I bought. I rewatch it at least once a year. So good. South Park. Make Love, Not Warcraft. The episode is a masterpiece. I don't play World of Warcraft. Butters, you said you're on your computer all the time. Yeah, but I'm playing one Hello Kitty Island Adventure 1. Butters, go buy World of Warcraft, install it on your computer and join the online sensation before we all murder you. Prepare to feel old. That episode was first released 17 years ago. Edit. More like 16.5 years ago. But still, well, that's not something I needed today. Charlie Work. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mac bangs Dennis's mom is like a modern Shakespearean tragedy. Oh no, D. It's not sex I want from you. It's sex I don't want from Dennis. Quote. The Workouting, the IT crowd. When Jen turns around to Moss. I know it's coming every time and it breaks me. That whole sequence is just perfect. The first time I saw it I was dying. I'm disabled. What kind of disabled? It crowd had so many incredible episodes. A fire, at a sea park. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? What kind of operating system does it use? Vista, we're all going to die. You Only Move Twice, had the best Simpson one-off, Hank Scorpio. You have any sugar around here? Sugar, sure. Reaches deep into pockets, pulls out mounds of sugar. Here ya go. Sorry it's not in packages. Ya want some cream? Ah. Ye. No. Quote. True Detective S01 EP04 Who Goes There? True Detective S1 is the greatest single season of TV ever made IMO, so it is not surprising that it had at least one episode on this list. First episode pretty good as well. Had to scroll way too far for this. Absolute perfection in television. That tracking scene with McConaughey trying to escape the trailer park is probably the greatest scene in TV history too. Red Wedding. I think I sat gaping at the TV for 10 minutes after the credits rolled. They killed off 50% of the main characters in 4 minutes. I'd already read the books, so I promised my friend I wouldn't spoil any of it for him. Ned's death had him floored. I waited patiently for 2 more seasons, for the Red Wedding. His reaction was worth it. Doctor Who. Blink. I'm not a fan of series. I haven't watched all episodes. I've seen this very episode accidentally, years ago, and it is stuck in my head ever since. It is based on one of most creative, original and disturbing ideas I have ever seen in my life. Watch the episode, Midnight, in the 4th season. Just as good and creepy. Midnight is phenomenal, but I always think that you need to watch at least 2 to 3 other 10 episodes. First, so you can truly appreciate the depth of his breakdown. That episode was incredible, especially considering pretty much the entire thing took place in one room with a couple actors and no special effects. Just your imagination, great acting and an incredibly creepy premise. I still think about that episode from time to time and it makes my skin crawl. I deeply wish they had allowed the Weeping Angels to be a one-episode menace. They were never as impactful as they were that first time. Especially once they started hunting in packs, breaking necks, and doing other things they don't do. But then again, Angels Take Manhattan was quite gripping.